Welcome to what I'm hoping is about to be the most brutal unhaul I've ever done. Oh, Finny Boy's coming to join us. Hello. Oh, don't know. Oh, that was very clever of you getting in there. Hello. He's jumping up at me now. Hey, baby. Yeah, I need to do an unhaul really desperately. But hello, welcome to another video. We're doing an unhaul. Christmas is upon us, and usually I would do an unhaul before Christmas because all I've asked for Christmas is books. That's not the case this year. I've actually asked for some random shit. I'm very excited about said random shit. One of those is a pan. I'm very excited about my pan. My mum has got me a pan, a pot, a cooking thing. Very excited about that. Regardless, I still need space in this room because on this chair here, can you I'm just gonna pick you up, that would be so much easier. Here, there's a shit ton of books here that don't fit on my shelves. So I need to, one, make room for those. You can even see here I have a book that's just been plopped in. That shouldn't go there. One, make room for all of those. Two, although I haven't asked for books for Christmas, people know me. So I'm likely to receive at least some, so I'm going to need room for those. And I have fallen into a deep love of manga lately, and my manga trolley is not big enough. I need more room on it. So I need to be really brutal. I need to get rid of a load of stuff. So that's what we're here to do today. Finn is sniffing the Christmas tree. Finn! Christmas tree. There's also a box of Christmas presents just there, so I need to keep that off camera. In fact, I'm going to remove that from the room, just in case. And to make matters worse, in removing that from the room, there's 2 more stacks of books down there. Great! We need to be brutal, basically. So that's what we're here to do. I'm going to take you along for the journey, and we'll just get on with it. Finn's now taking himself to bed. I have myself a can of Coke, because I'm going to need some sort of stamina. I feel like I should add some sort of challenge element to this, but just making it the most brutal ever is challenge enough, I think. Let us begin. I apologise if I'm out of focus, faffing around a lot, moving the camera around, because you're really coming on this journey with me. Let's pop you here for now, because I am going to start up here. Already struggling. Okay, brutality. I like Amelia Fang. I've read these 2. They're cute, they're quick, they're fun. My sister has all of them. If I really want to read them, I will borrow hers, but I don't need them, you know? She also has the Rainbow Greys, but I'm keeping mine because I like them a lot more. Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I really enjoyed this when I read it. I'm pretty sure I gave it 5 stars. I really liked it. It's been so long since then. I don't see myself ever rereading this, and I'm not drawn to the sequel, mainly probably because I can't remember a lot of this and I'm not drawn to rereading it, but at the time I really, really liked it, so it's nothing against the book. I just don't see myself continuing the series or rereading it, so that one. I don't think I'm ever going to read The Winter Garden by Alexandra Bell. I love Alex Bell's middle grade stuff, the Polar Bear Explorers series. Love that. I don't think I'm ever going to read this. See, it sounds very, like, Night Circus-esque, which makes me then think maybe I would like it. But I've had it on my shelf since it came out. When did it come out? 2021. I really don't know, but I don't think I'm going to pick it up. I'm willing to be persuaded. Maybe I'll ask my patrons. I'm going to put this in a maybe pile. Oh, good God. Okay. Book of Night by Holly Black. I'm never going to read this. I have not heard anything good about it. It's the Pretty Fairy Loot edition. It's bloody beautiful. But the other Holly Black books I've read, I liked them good enough. No, I didn't. They were okay. They were fine. They were cheeseburgery, but I'm not... I've heard terrible things about this. I'm never going to read it, and that's just a fact. Okay. It's time. I hate this, but in my last unhaul, I said I wasn't going to unhaul The Dreadful Tale of Prosper Redding or The Last Life of Prince Alistair because, like, they're spooky season books. I'll read them in the spooky season. I will definitely get to them. I feel like for the last 3 unhauls, I've been like, no, I'm not ready to get rid of them. I think I'm finally ready. It's been so long. I just don't think I'm going to pick them up, which is a shame because they are beautiful. I painted the edges of this one myself. I'm finally ready to take that plunge. They're going. I am never going to read Romanov. I love Russian folklore, but I feel like I could enjoy it. I like Russian folklore, but this is more Russian history. I just don't think I'm going to read it, realistically. And we're being brutal, because I need the space. It's going. Violet Made of Thorns. This is a fairy loot book that I don't know anything about. I might give that one a go. The Unbroken. I've had this for ages, and realistically, I'm not going to read it. I got it in an Illumicrate, so it's an Illumicrate edition. It's signed. I'm not going to read it. It's been on my shelf long enough. I have no interest in it. I'm not going to read it. Okay, it's finally fucking time. Ready Player One. I know how beloved this book is. This was on a These Books Will Self-Destruct in 12 Months video that I never followed up with because I knew that I didn't read fucking any of them. So they're all still in here. But it's finally time. I think if I ever do read Ready Player One, I'll probably just get the ebook or audiobook or something. It's been in here for years. I've had lots of people say I should read it. I know so many people love it. I'm just not gonna. Or at least not anytime soon. Do you want to knock the camera over? Or at least not soon, so it's going. Okay, I can do more over here. Twin Crowns from Catherine Webber. This came in a Fairy Loot, I think, as like an extra book. It's YA fantasy. I can't remember who it was that told me I wouldn't like this, but I have been told that this isn't my cup of tea. So let's just save myself the trouble. And hopefully someone else will actually enjoy it rather than it just taking up space on my shelf. It's quite chunky. It's beautiful, this edition. But realistically, I'm not going to read it. So it can go. Finn is eating the rug at my feet, by the way. Blood Scion, another Fairy Loot one that I just have no interest in reading. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this in my last unhaul, but it was like so new. And I was like, oh, but maybe I will. I don't think I will. I can't remember anything about it. It's beautiful. I'm pretty sure there's a sequel as well, but I just have no interest in reading this. Finn! Sorry. I just have no interest in reading this, so it's going. Got all my Vashti Hardy and all my Kieran Millward Hargrave. They're not going anywhere. Michelle Harrison, not going anywhere. I really want to read those. Wow, I have nothing to take off this shelf. That's sad, and I may have to come back and be more brutal because I have nothing to take. What do we have over here? Wheel of Time, staying. I will read them. Local author, Raybearer, I need to read. City We Became, I loved. 5th season trilogy, I really want to read. Oh, White Fox. This can go. I read this. It was one of my Patreon book clubs. And it was really weird. Like, for a kid's book about a white fox, it ended up being really, like, brutal and gruesome in parts. And there were, like, rabbits in a cult, and it was a wild time. I liked it. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I liked it. But I'm never going to reread it, and I'm probably never going to continue. But yeah, that one can be donated. Don't hate me for this. Please. Please don't hate me for this. Okay. We've got A Court of Thorns and Roses, A Court of Wings and Ruin, and A Court of Frost and Starlight. I will take my little recent favourite bookmarks off. I'll keep them. I lent this book out to someone and it came back in a state. I never got A Court of Mist and Fury back. so that's why that's not here. It's an incomplete series because I'm missing A Court of Mist and Fury. They will never match the rest of the series. I've got A Court of Silver Flames in its new hardback, you know, nice new covers. If I ever have the urge to reread these, I would want matching covers, but I just don't think they're my thing anymore. I am not a big Sarah J Maas fan. I liked A Court of Silver Flames. I didn't love it. A Court of Mist and Fury is still my favourite one of all of them. And it's the one I don't have. Typical. So I will keep Silver Flames for now, with the possibility of completing the series again in their newer hardbacks. I don't know. Don't hate me for it. I have nothing from this shelf, either this one down here, that I want to get rid of. We're gonna have to get down now. Let's get down. Right, we are all the way on the floor for these bottom shelves. A couple that I pulled out from this back corner that I know I want to get rid of, mainly because I want to give them to my sisters, because I think they would like them more than I did, is the Tea Dragon Society and the Tea Dragon Festival. Again, I know these are loved. I didn't dislike them, I liked them quite a lot, but I've never gone on to collect the rest of them. And I really think my sisters would love them. So I'm just going to give them to my sisters. Okay, right. Let's struggle. Let's struggle. Okay, first off here, I'm seeing this duology. These Rebel Waves and These Divided Shores by Sarah Rash. I really liked These Rebel Waves when I read it, which was probably about 3 years ago. It came out in 2018. We're talking 4 years ago that I read this. Am I going to reread it to read the sequel? Because I definitely don't have the knowledge retained to dive into the sequel without rereading this. But it is a duology. And I liked it. It's like piratey and botanical, and we now have an audience of my patrons as well. So they say Unhaul, so I'm gonna trust them. And you're right, my tastes have changed in 4 years, so I probably wouldn't enjoy it as much anymore. What is this? Right, we have an Owlcrate Junior book that's still in its plastic, so I'm gonna give that to my sisters or my sister's school. Map Maker. Oh, it's got a dragon on the front, but it's still in its plastic. I don't even know what it's about, but it's got a dragon on the front. I read Vassar in the Night very early in my YouTube life. Oh my god, I read this book in either 2016 or 2017. But I remember it so well, and I really liked it. Will I ever reread it? I don't know. But I really liked it. It was really weird. And I remember it. Like, it is one that has stuck with me. It's got sun damage on the spine, but it's stuck with me. I'm keeping that. Right, let's move over here. Oh, these can go. I don't need a second opinion on this. The Bright and the Pale. I had to go through my YouTube videos the other day, and I came across the vlog in which I read this, which I literally titled The Bright and the Bored. So I didn't like it. My camera died. Apologies, so we've had a pause. But what I was saying was that I found the vlog of this where I called it The Bright and the Bored. But this was gifted to me. Sadly, I still don't know who by. I did put out on Twitter and Discord and stuff when I received it, to see who it was from, but it never came with a gift note. But it was gifted to me around Polathon when I was planning on reading this, so whoever it was obviously understandably would have thought I would have enjoyed this. Didn't go that way, sadly, so this pair can skedaddle. I have, in the time we've been waiting for the camera to charge, been chatting with my delightful patrons who are encouraging the brutality, and I said I was going to put this in a maybe, and I have correctly been told I don't need it if I've never even read the blurb because it's still in the plastic. It's true. I have also been encouraged that if I'm unhauling all of ACOTAR, Silver Flames can go too. Realistically, this is my least favourite of them. I didn't enjoy it as much, and because I've made the decision that I am not reading Crescent City, I didn't like Crescent City, I never read Crescent City 2, and just in general, I don't think I'm going to read any more of Massa's releases. They don't excite me the way that they used to. I still loved The Court of Mist and Fury. I think I always will. I love that book a lot. Holds a special place in my heart. But realistically, I'm probably not going to continue with Sarah J Maas's books. If I ever want to reread the first trilogy, I'll do that, but I'm not going to continue, because I think it stood very well as a trilogy, and I don't need any more of it to be happy. Moving on, I've also raided my manga trolley. Not really, because the only book I'm getting rid of from there is Little Witch Academia Volume 1. I didn't enjoy this very much. It was a bit chaotic and all over the place, so it can go. I really need more space for my manga though, because it is full. Let's shift you over here a little bit, and we shall continue our endeavour to empty my shelves. I don't think there's anything on this shelf that I want to get rid of. I still haven't read Cytonic. I need to do that. Let's move down. Ugh, down again. Justice of Kings I really liked and will continue. Daughter of the Moon Goddess I would like to read. Here's another one that I know nothing about and came in a fairy loot. 3 weddings, 3 funerals, 1 more chance to save them all. This book is incredible. The banter, the romance, the tension. I couldn't get enough. It is The Vicious Grace by Emily Feed? Riveting, passionate, full of high stakes and danger. It's gonna be a YA fantasy, and it looks like she's about to get married. I'm already bored. Swarm of demons devour everything. Running out of time to find a partner. Yeah, I'm not gonna read that. Cemetery Boys I still want to read. I don't know if I will like it, but I still want to read it. Then we've got the Legacy of Ash trilogy. That's staying. Then we've got Sword of Kaigen. That's also staying. Hard reboot. I liked that. For the Wolf can stay. Ninth Reign can stay. Rage of Dragons can stay. See, this section is like a good section of books. The Black Hawks can stay. I was so eager to give Adrian Young another chance. I hated Sky in the Deep. Like, I really did not like the writing style, but I very much wanted to give her another chance. And I felt like this could be the book to do it. But if I didn't like the writing style of her first book, what are the chances of me liking her writing in another book? I don't read YA fantasy. I just don't do it. It's gone. But however, on the note of I don't read YA fantasy, I really want to read Iron Widow. I've heard fantastic things about Iron Widow, but that's YA fantasy, so it's not true that I don't read. Hello, emails. So this is definitely staying. But there's some good YA out there, I'm sure. Hopefully this is one of it. I also have their middle grade that I'm very excited to read too. Over here in this very far corner, I have Aquicorn Cove, which is Kay O'Neill, which is the same person who wrote the Tea Dragon ones that I mentioned earlier that I'm going to give to my sisters. So I think I might give them this one as well. They will like it. I don't want to say more than I did. I liked it, but I feel like they will appreciate having it more than I do. I feel like I haven't got rid of enough from down here, but hopefully we can justify that with getting rid of things from elsewhere. Right, let's spin, and we're going to start from the bottom because we're already on the floor. First up over here, we have some graphic novels and comics, and I think I'm going to unhaul The OK Witch. I liked it, it was fine. I don't see myself ever rereading it, or if there's more of it, continuing it. It was fine, but I don't, love it. Over here, I really need to make space for more comics and graphic novels, because I have no space, and there's more on the chair of many books. But I just don't want to get rid of any. Let's be brutal. Right, The Crown's Fate by Evelyn Skye. I read this, not The Crown's Fate, The Crown's Game by Evelyn Skye. I read this, I want to say 2017. 2016? Came out in 2016. When did the second one come out? Because I think I read it around the release of the second one, which was 2017. So I read that in 2017. Have not read the sequel. Do I want to reread this in order to read the sequel? No. I don't. So I'm going to unhaul them. In the name of brutality. City of Dusk. I feel like I've heard good things about this. Is this YA or adult? Did this come in Fairy Loot as well? It's really pretty. I just feel like I've heard good things about it. First in a sweeping epic fantasy trilogy. Dark magic, vengeful gods, and a rebellious chosen one. See, that sounds good. That sounds me. I'm gonna keep that one. Skandar and the Unicorn Thief, I actually ended up replacing with the gold edition. I have given away my standard edition already, so just so you know, that has been unhauled. It has been gifted. Next up, I have The Very Merry Murder Club, which is Christmas short stories. I don't think I want to. It's so pretty, but I'm just so put off by Robin Stevens' name being on there. And none of the stories are even written by Robin Stevens, but I'm so put off by Robin Stevens' name. And I think because I'm put off by Robin Stevens' name, I'm never going to pick it up, so it's never going to get read. Merry Christmas. Maybe I could gift that one to my sisters as well. They might like it, and they don't hate Robin Stevens like I do. I don't hate Robin Stevens as a person. That was a bit deep. It's not that big a deal. The Raven Boys, they can all stay. I love them books. Moving up one. This can go. This is a YA female pirate crew type thing, I think. A tale of sisterhood, courage, and unshakable trust. And it's a series. I don't think I'm ever going to read that. It can go. Am I being brutal? I think I'm being brutal. Oh my god! Oh my god! To Sleep in a Sea of Stars by... I DNF'd this. I didn't like it. I got like halfway. Did not like. It can go. Farewell. That's freed up so much space. You can't even see. Look at all that space that's just freed up. Love it. The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea, my mum loved, so I want to read. The Naomi Novik books I still want to read. I love that duology, so that's staying. And I think the rest of those are staying as well. That's in the wrong order. You know what? I still haven't read Waking Gods. I realised the other day, but it's been so long since I read the other ones. We need to be tall again. We're back at this sort of level now. So let's continue along here. Obviously, these are my favourite shelves. We're not touching these, ever, in my life. My battery's flashing again. I didn't charge it for long enough. I feel really bad about this, but Magic Keepers, The Eternal Hourglass. I started reading this for Bookoplathon, and I was just so not into it. And I feel bad, because I know that Victoria loves it, and she recommended it and gifted it to me. But you know what? I'm going to donate it to my sister's school where they will appreciate it more, because the beginning of this just didn't do anything for me, sadly. Babel. Beautiful edition. I don't think I'm going to like this, but I'm at least going to give it a go. They are YA, but I fucking love them, so they can stay. I haven't cleared enough room on this shelf because I have MG Leonard books that need to go in here, and I don't have the space for them, which makes me think Six Crimson Cranes. Am I gonna read Six Crimson Cranes? I read the beginning of it in a try a chapter thing, and I didn't hate it. Oh, you know what? It squishes in there. It's tight, but it's in. Right, up here, what have we got? Christmasaurus. Again, my sisters have those. Do I need them as well? Keep. The Last Bear. So many people recommended me The Last Bear over Polathon time, and I picked it up at a car boot for like £1. So, Belladonna weirdly intrigues me. A deliciously deadly gothic romance. Something about Belladonna intrigues me, and I don't know what it is. Beasts of Prey by Ayana Gray. There's been a sequel to this, and I don't think I'm gonna read this or the sequel. I just don't think it's gonna happen. So that one can go, so I'd at least get rid of something off this shelf. Potkin and Stubbs is staying. Jungle Nama was great. The Winter House books can stay. I really liked the first one of those. And my Joanna Harris books can stay as well. I'm also now looking at the Queens of Innislea. I have heard that this is a very political, slow go read, which makes me think I will like it. My camera battery keeps dying and that's not on. I can't remember where I was when it died either. But the last book on the pile was Beasts of Prey. So we're moving on from there. Whilst it's been charging, I've been stacking, so let's just go through some of those. We've got Ship of Shadows and Secrets of the Stars by Maria Kuznia. I really liked these. I really liked this. Didn't like this so much. But I'm never going to reread them. I don't know if there's any more in this series. But I didn't like the second one as much as the first one. Pains me because they're Carl James Mountford covers. But we're being brutal. So they're going. We then also have Following Frankenstein. This is an arc. I didn't read it this spooky season. I haven't read it. And I don't think I'm gonna. I have also decided Cogheart and Moonlocket can go. I never read Moonlocket, but I liked Cogheart. I just never continued. And I read this a while back. I want to say like 2019 time, maybe. I liked it, got the sequel, haven't continued, and I'm pretty sure they're all on Scribd if I ever did want to read them anyway, but they've just been sat on my shelf for such a long time now and I've never continued. I think it's unrealistic to expect that I will. We've then made the brutal decision that I'm not going to read Naomi Novik. I thought I was, but I'm not gonna. I feel like I'm at a point with this now where if I was going to read any Naomi Novik, I would probably read her Dragon series, is it Temeraire series? I would be more likely to read those than these. And I've not heard great things. Spinning Silver is supposed to be a polar fantasy, which makes me think I probably might like it, but I don't know. I've been told I won't like the writing style. They're going. I need to make space for all the books I'm excited about, and I looked around my room whilst the battery was on charge and just thought we haven't been anywhere near brutal enough, considering this is supposed to be the most brutal unhaul I've ever done. Daughters of Nri. This is beautiful, and the beginning of the blurb, a gruesome war resulting in the old god's departure from Earth, sounds great, but then it becomes very YA, with twins who are unknowingly goddesses separated at birth, needing to save the world, and I'm being as brutal as I can be with my YA, it seems, so not happening. Similar note, The Bone Witch. I don't think I'm ever going to read this, being brutal with my YA. This is one I put back on the shelf that I wasn't sure about. I need to be brutal with the YA that I'm not going to read. So that's going. Space Between Worlds doesn't seem very me. So that's going. I'm giving you like no information. This video is already probably way too long. Sound of Stars, also not very me. Please don't bite my knees. Yeah, this just doesn't seem very me, so it's going. Finn really wants to play. And then I have these two over here as well. Belladonna intrigues me, but I've heard that it's pretty meh. And again, being brutal with my YA, that stack is not stable. And Queens of Innislea, I thought I would like it because it's political fantasy, but I have since been told that it's much more historical than political, and very dense, so we'll move on from that as well. I've then also had to be really brutal to try and sort out some space over there, and I'm unhauling my paperbacks of Winter's Promise, The Missing of Claire de Lune, and my arc of Storm of Echoes. I have them all in hardback, still haven't finished Storm of Echoes, but I will one day when I'm over the pain. I'm not going to unhaul the whole series because I love books 1 to 3, One day I will finish it, okay? But the paperbacks can go. I feel like this stack is taller than me. You know what? I can get rid of some of the books on this stack down here that are the ones that will need to go back on the shelf, but I have read some of them, so they can probably go as well. So let's go through that. And some of them are Fairy Loot books I will probably not want to keep. For example, The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy. I'm never going to read this. Ever. It's going. Let's be brutally honest. With a Vengeance by Freydis Moon. I'm not going to keep this. I'm never going to read it again. It's not going to happen. That can go. We have another middle grade from Owlcrate still in its wrapper that I will give to my sisters. They will appreciate it more than I will. Princess of Souls by Alexandra Christo was an extra book in a Fairy Loot. It's just not going to happen. What do we think about the Shadow Glass? I have nostalgia for that. I think I'm going to keep it. I did like that quite a lot. Paranorthern, that can go. That was a very quick graphic novel that I read. It can go though, because I'm never going to reread it. So the other one I'm not sure of is The Darkening. You're over here. The Darkening. It was a Fairy Loot. Very pretty. I don't know anything about it. Fierce Revolution, A Desperate Prince. Together they will face the storm or be swept away. That doesn't sound very me, so I'm going to add it to my pile. Oh, my pile is very, very tall. This is it, currently. But it's also these paperbacks back here that, I mean, that's at least more than a hand's width. So we're up to, we're taller than me. We are taller than me. And that's not including the ones down there as well, because they didn't seem very good for balance. So the stack is taller than me. So I think most brutal unhaul I've ever done. Success. Is there anything else? I feel like in this middle section, I haven't been brutal enough. But there's just nothing I want to get rid of. Final couple for good measure. Finn wants to play fetch with his sausage. Couple. There's 3 more that I have found. 10,000 Doors of January. I absolutely loved this. Gave it 5 stars. But I'm never going to reread it. And I really need to be brutal. Finn, don't eat the tripod. Anyway, I'm never going to reread it. But I loved it. But I'm never going to reread it. Forest of Ghost and Bones by Lisa Ludek. I loved the other 2 Lisa Ludek books that I've read, and I kind of thought that she was going to be like this auto-buy author that I would love everything that she wrote because I had success with her 2 others. I didn't love this one as much, and again, never going to reread it. Do still have her other 2 that I love though. And then I have this one, The Deepest Breath, which is contemporary. And I think I was holding on to it for the purpose of a readathon, and that's just not helpful. I would rather read books that I want to read, not read books just to fulfill prompts for readathons. So that can go as well. And I'm going to call it a day there, because I'm sick of being in this room, quite honestly. So, if Finny Boy will let me, let's see the stack. So we're here. I am here. So at the minute, it's about as tall as me. Not that this was the challenge this time, but that was the most books I had ever unhauled. But we also have these. Holy shit, that nearly fell over. And that. So that, there we go. That is the stack. I'll just tilt you up so you can see. There we go. That's the stack of books. I still feel like somehow, despite how many books there are here, there aren't enough gaps to reflect that on the shelf. But there must be. I just need to do some shuffling. So yeah, the most brutal unhaul I've ever done. And I really hope I don't have to do another one for a really long time. I just want a bigger book room. I want a bigger library. But I don't have the space. And I feel so bad when it comes to actually unhauling them. Because it's like, I either paid money for, or was sent, or gifted, or whatever, like a lot of these books, and it does seem wasteful, but it's not wasteful. As I say, they will be going to friends and family. They will be donated to my sister's library or the local high school library, or going to charity. I think all of them. Like, there's not one here that I'm actually going to sell, so they're all going to be going to good causes. So let's look at it that way. But I need to now bag these up and do something about this pile, because it's going to fall on you. So I should wrap this video up too. Thanks for watching. I wonder if it was as stressful to watch as it was to film. Hopefully not. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, give us a thumbs up, chat to me down below, all that good stuff. I hate saying that. I need to stop saying that because it makes me feel really weird. But I do hope you have enjoyed. As always, please do not try to tell me to keep any of these, because by the time you see this video, they will probably already be gone. But yeah, cool. I'll see you when I see you.